What up, dogs? I'm Mike. I don't really have I have a bunch of names people call me, but just if you guys still could know me as Mike. I'm gonna be doing a review of Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1 by Brian Michael Bendis, Sara Pichelli, and Justin Ponsor. Um, so if you're new to comics, or if you're read comics and you don't read the Ultimate Universe, Brian Michael Bendis back in 2000/2001 created Ultimate Spider-Man. Basically, what if Spider-Man was born in this day and age, with these problems, moralities that people in this day and age face, and it's very popular. It's probably he had the longest running series with Mark Bagley for over 120 something issues, which is a Guinness World Record of longest comic book run by artist and writer duo. So basically, it's Peter Parker. That's basically the summary of the Ultimate Spider-Man universe. Peter Parker, he gets bit by a spider. Uncle Bendis, he becomes Spider-Man, fights a whole bunch of people. Bendis revitalizes some of the villains. Green Goblin, it's Norman Osborn, but he turns into a big green monster, throws fireballs and stuff. Norman Osborn is Dr. Octopus, but he's a lot slimmer. He's more muscular, things like that. So starting off with this past summer, if you didn't know, you might have heard, Peter Parker died. He dies in a battle against the Sinister Six, some of his greatest foes, and then it was revealed in August about this new Spider-Man, Miles Morales, who's half Latino and half black. They haven't revealed this costume yet. This is just the cover of Ultimate Spider-Man Comics #1. And so what happens is, basically, I'm gonna give a plot summary of this. It's spoiler free. I'm not gonna reveal too much. It starts off with Norman Osborn 11 months before in a lab, and 11 months before, I assume, is 11 months before the death of Peter. I'm just sitting on my couch and that thing, and so Norman is in a lab, and he knows he's Peter Spider-Man. In this universe, almost everybody knows Peter. Apparently, almost everybody knows Peter Spider-Man, and he's trying to recreate the circumstances that gave Peter his powers. He has Peter's DNA, and he's tried to recreate Spider-Man, but it's failed. Every time, they've tried cloning Peter, that's failed. Each clone has had its own genetic differences from Peter, failure parts, I guess. And Norman has said, nothing he does can, he's never been able to recreate Peter. Something about Peter made him special. About, when the spider bit him, gave him these abilities. No other test subject had these abilities. So the scientist is working. Norman does his threats. You can't, do this, or I'm gonna kill you. And they put, there are a whole bunch of spiders. There's multiple spiders. These are clearly different than the ones that bit Peter. The one that bit Peter were blue and red. This one's a bit different. I don't remember the colors. I don't really want to look through this again. I don't feel like looking through it. So, my water. So basically, so they put the spider back. And apparently all scientists, that if they're not a superhero or supervillain, are retarded. They fail, the spider escapes. And then you see the next article about how, in the Daily Bugle, Norman Osborn is the Green Goblin, yada yada. I don't want to go through it too much. Open up to the next scene, someone's breaking into that lab where Norman was just at. He steals a whole bunch of stuff, and the spider crawls into his bag. Then flash to Miles Morales. We meet him. He lives in Brooklyn. As I already said, he's half African American, half Latino. I don't know. I'm not mentioned it. He's on his way to a lottery to get into a charter school, and it's already apparent that he's not well off. His family's not well off. I'm not saying that they're poor. I'm not saying but obviously they're not rich. They're probably middle class, lower middle class, most likely. They go to this charter thing, and he wins. He gets in, and his parents are excited for him. He goes to his uncle's house, and and it's just bam. He finds some technology. Bam. You already know his uncle's a thief, and bam, he gets bit by a spider. He, does the whole convulsions seizure thing. wakes up. His dad's there. His dad rushes into the room, and because his uncle called, his dad and uncle get into a fight, and Miles runs out, and his powers activate. And I'm not gonna spoil what powers he has. It's already been established by Bendis that Miles will have different powers than Peter, and it's already been shown in issue 2. This is issue 1. It came out about 3 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. Issue 2 just came out this week. So so that's just the basic summary of the issue, and that's where it ends. So that's just the basic summary. I'm gonna be going through. So let's start off with the art of the book. The art is done by Sara Pichelli, and the colors are done by Justin Ponsor. And I'm gonna say that the art is very good. The characters are well defined, very clear lines, things like that. Are very. The colors are very crisp. They're very good, very bright when it has to be, and very dull when it has to be. But personally, I don't like Sara Pichelli's artwork. She has had other books where she was on Runaways, I believe, and she did some other Marvel books. I don't remember. I think she had some other Ultimate Spider-Man experience. I don't really like her art. I don't like the way she draws some characters or characters in general. I don't like it. But I mean, this is just the first issue. Artists have a weird tendency that their art changes if they're in a long run during the books. For example, Mark Bagley and Bendis, who started Ultimate Spider-Man. If you compare the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man with Peter Parker to the last issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter's death, you can see the clear difference in how Bagley draws Peter. It's a slimmer, it's cleaner, crisper, things like that. So I mean, the art is good. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I don't like it personally. I just doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I'll hold judgment. I'll continue to read this and see if it gets better and the character designs change. After that, so that's the basic. Just art. I'm gonna be showing some preview, the preview pages, and you'll see that what I'm talking about. I mean, you might like that, you might like. So onto the story. By Bendis. Bendis does a very good job. If you don't know who Brian Michael Bendis is, he's one of Marvel's architects, and he has had a major hand in Marvel for probably the last 10 years. He has written major storylines, Secret Invasion for one, with the Skrull invasion, Dark Reign with the Dark Avengers. I think he did Siege. I don't remember that, and he did House of M, which is the mutant genocide by the Scarlet Witch. So basically, Bendis does a very good job of fleshing out the characters, establishing the time, things like that. The book's a little dry at some points. That's how all origin stories are, but it gets better as the book goes on. He establishes Miles as a character you can like immediately. Like, Miles wins this lottery, and immediately he's just like, do I deserve this? Look at all these other kids, and this is like a character that you don't expect in a teenager. Like, this is a character you expect in Peter Parker. So this is him. Like, Miles is a very likable character. That's about it. Bendis does a good job of fleshing out some Miles backstory in this issue, and in it can't, it's an origin story. It's gonna drag on a little bit, but Bendis only has, he's gonna explain Miles and explain what Miles' whole story is. I just hope that Bendis, when he comes down to it, has a way to connect Miles to Peter. So Peter, and just for Miles, why is Miles Spider-Man? Is this what right does he have to wear the symbol? And I want to see the way Bendis is gonna show the reaction of Peter's friends and family, Mary Jane Watson, Aunt May, Gwen Stacy's in this, Bobby Drake, who's Iceman, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Kitty Pryde, as well as the Ultimates, who are run by Nick Fury. Nick Fury basically, and the Shield and the Avengers in this universe. And also interested in the powers that Miles are going to be demonstrating. He's already demonstrated 2 different powers, because this is the first issue. The second issue already came out. I might have said that already this week. So he revealed another power, and he revealed that he had he has some similar powers to Peter. I'm just interested in what other powers he's going to get, and what powers and how web shooters are going to be involved in this. Will Miles have organic web, like web shooters that he like just shoots out of his wrist, or will he somehow get like actual web shooters like Peter Parker? So all in all, I'm gonna give this comic a 4 out of 5, just because like it's a very good comic. It's extremely well done, but it's a little dry at points, and I personally don't like the art. I mean, that's just my rating. I mean, you guys might like it more than I do. You might like it less than I did. Um, so basically, thanks for watching my first review. If you liked it, I'm gonna be doing this more often. Um, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave comments in the comment section. Like, tell me what you liked about this, what you didn't like. If you want to hear more summary, like more plot details. What else is there? Like spoilers if you don't care about that kind of stuff. And if just other, like just general opinions. I'm always sure I want to improve. This is my first review, so I want to improve on this. I buy both Marvel and DC comics, so I'm gonna be doing reviews of a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna be listing what comics I buy every week. Personally, I'm not gonna continue buying this. I'm gonna continue reading it at the stores, but I'm not gonna buy it. Just because I buy a lot of comics already, and I just something has to take a hit, I guess. Um, so with this, my next review is probably gonna be the new DC 52, the Bat books, the ones I purchased, which I'll be listing on my profile on my channel, and probably Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man in the regular Marvel universe, or the 616 as it's called by everyone. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know how I did, and stay cool. All right, thanks a lot.